It's a brand new day. I'm so glad you're here. Today is Tuesday. We're talking about food. My name is Jill, and this is the Road Report. Before we launch into the subject of food, the grand solar minimum, and you, we're going to do 4-4-4. Take a deep breath, hold it, and then exhale, and I'll see you on the other side. There. Finally, some food I can eat. He's a male, so no go, but that is a female. Yay! All right, today I really want to talk about this grand solar minimum and food. And the reason I want to bring it up is that I listened to an interview, which I'll link below, and it's the Grand Solar Minimum channel, and also with a young guy named Ice Age Farmer, and they were talking about food production. And as I was listening, I was having, like most people, probably the brain cramp, because it got into a lot of the science and it got into a lot of the specifics where if you're like me, I don't know a whole lot. As you can see, I'm still in the learning process. And so the reason I'm bringing that up is I'm going to invite you to think about things a little bit differently. There's a lot we don't know about what's coming in the future. The one thing we do know is everybody needs to eat, and nutrition is super, super important, especially as you get older. And if you didn't know this, what we're finding in the literature from the previous ice ages is that yes, it was food shortages that killed a lot of people, but it was also malnutrition. And so we really need to think about food and health as partnership. And the third piece of that I want to add, which is really where I think all this is coming together, is we need to stop thinking about food as something that we need to go do to just feed ourselves for the day. And I talked about this yesterday, food as a lifestyle, and how do we build community that includes food and food production in it instead of, and the reason I bring that up is I was listening to these guys talk about a lot of technical stuff. I thought, I can't learn all that. I can't do all that. I don't have money for all that. I don't have space for all that. So I shouldn't have to starve to death, right? And no. And so, my second thought was, well, what part can I learn about to be useful to other people? And if you've watched me for any period of time, I sort of have this fascination of just walk away. We had to just walk away. There's two things that we can carry with us: what we can carry physically and what we can carry mentally, which means our skills and our knowledge. And those, for the most part, are free for everybody to accumulate. So as we talk about these changes that are coming to ourselves as we get older, to our world as we get colder, my solution is we need to get bolder. And by that, I mean we need to take action and we need to lead. And what I've learned about my tribe and my community is they don't exist in one place. And the second bigger piece of that was I need to be the leader of the community that I want to create and participate in. And part of that is being realistic about what's happening. I am getting older. I'm willing to explore this idea of getting colder. But either way, food production, food nutrition, those are all really important to me, to you, to our health. But they're also really important, I think, to really shift how we think about community and how we live together, that we're producing what we need as a really solid foundation. Food is really part of that. So what does this mean for you? I think what I would hope that you would take away from this isn't fear, and it's not a bunch of facts, is that my takeaway this morning when you're listening to this is to start thinking about what areas would you be interested in learning about, even if you don't have money or tools or land or any of those things. You can accumulate knowledge. And in a world that's quickly changing, not everybody's going to be able to get up to speed all at once. So we're going to have to depend on each other to accumulate knowledge and move it forward. Now, what does that mean for me? You've heard me talk about that. I'm really interested in the mobile component. I will show you something very exciting in a moment. All right, I'm going to tell you. I have an actual zucchini growing. I may be able to actually eat something from my food production efforts this year. So what can you do that will be a contribution to this idea of food production as we change, both as we get older, looking at it at a more local level, and also at a nutritional level, and maybe at a colder level?
So that's what we're talking about today. Tomorrow will be shelter. Wednesday will be shelter. Thursday will be community. Friday at 5 p.m. Mountain Standard Time, I am going to attempt to do the hangout. So before we go, how about one more deep breath for the road, and may you rise with the sun in your eyes, love in your heart, both feet strong on the ground, as together we walk on Survival Road, where I want with you to have us both live free and die wild, my friend. So you can learn more at jillelizabeth.net. I hope you will subscribe. You can also think about buying the book, How to Get Older with Me, at least plan and prepare for it. And with that, we'll see you next time.